Alright, some of you have asked me to do a video on setting up a certificate authority, and some of you ask, why would you want to set up a certificate authority? Well, here, let's launch Google Chrome here, and I'm going to type in a web server that I've set up, and you see I'm connecting it to it using plain HTTP, and Google seems to complain about that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try it from IE as well, and here web.makernet.local, and you can see, I don't want HTTPS just yet, just regular HTTP. You can see that it's it doesn't give you an error, but it's using unencrypted communication. So now what happens if I do try to go and connect to it via HTTPS, and you'll see that it shows you an error. I mean, you can continue on, but sometimes people are not comfortable with this little message here, and that's the whole point of this video today, is to make it so that you can create certificates for your network and get secured connected websites. So here, let's start off. We're going to use a tool called XCA. I've already downloaded it, so let's give it a launch here. It's a simple application. It's a typical Windows application install. When you click on it, the UAC clicks on, and you hit OK, agree, next, it does its thing. When it's done, let's go here. You'll see, you can run XCA. First thing you're going to do when it launches, you see there's nothing here, right? So first thing you want to do, excuse me, is to create a file, a new database file. And it's just a regular flat file, but it is a binary, and you can password protect it. So let's go call this my CA. And I'm going to put a password on here. Okay. Now, you see there's nothing, right? Like I said, all you did was create a shell of a file for your database, for your certificates. So the first certificate you're going to create is a certificate authority. And they have these templates down here you can use, and we're going to use the CA and hit apply all, and we are going to create a certificate authority. So US Washington, we're in Renton, MakerNet Lab, Internet Services, and CA.makernet.local. This CA is only for the certificate, to see it in this database, XCA database. This is actually seen externally. So this, or externally, I mean on your network. Okay. So, I put an email address, and that's not a real one, but here I'm also generate a key. Nowadays you should do a 2048-bit. Someday it'll be 4096, but today we'll default to 2048-bit. And hit OK. And it expires in 10 years. Certificate authority up here, that type, and we hit OK. And boom, you'll see up here you have a certificate authority. Now we're gonna have to create a certificate for our web server. So here we'll hit new certificate, and make sure you have this line highlighted, because you can have multiple certificate authorities. So we'll create one, and then this time we'll select the HTTPS server, hit apply all, and now my thing I'm going to call it is web.makernet.local, and then we try to match that information that we had before. Washington and Renton MakerNet Lab. You should write all this stuff down, right? But since this is my lab that I constantly work on, I kind of memorize things. Oops. And this common name is what you will access the server as. Okay. Oh, maker lab .local. Oh, makernet .local, sorry. Yeah, like I told you, I memorized all this stuff. Can't type today. Okay. Like the certificate authority, you're going to have to generate a key. And that's what we're going to create. So now we go to this extensions, and now it says end entity here instead of certificate authority. But one change we're going to do is here. Now, in recent months, recently, Google started enforcing, Google Chrome started enforcing the use of SAN, subject alternative names. So you kind of need to put your domain here. So put here web.makernet.local and hit apply. Okay, so let's double check everything. Web.makernet.local is my network, maybe my web server. Web.makernet.local, web.makernet.local. Okay, I think we're all good, and then we hit OK. And then now a certificate gets created under here. Okay. Now, before we can use the certificate, we have to import the certificate authority into our web browser. So here, let's save that CA. I'm just going to override that existing CA. And now we can, simply clicking this would work, right? Install certificate. And, I would kind of tell it to go as a trusted root authority here. And answer yes. And that should import it into your certificate store. Now, Google Chrome, IE, and Edge all use the same certificate store. Firefox uses its own certificate store. So the one that I imported into is in general for Windows 10. And now I'm going to export this certificate. This is for the website itself, and you got to export the key as well. So export. Now this PIM file, that's actually, these two files sound like they're binary, but they're not. They're actually just text files, and you can open up with WordPad, or some text editor that supports that Unix style what you call a CAD return. Because if you try to open it with Notepad, let me show you how it looks in Notepad. It kind of doesn't look right. So you see how it. Anyway, bottom line is just use something that can recognize these Unix style CAD returns. Okay, so you see here I've opened up the private key in one window and certificate in another. So I'm going to log into the web server. Okay, go in as root, and then this is CentOS, and it likes to keep files in etc, pki, tls. If you look at that directory, you'll see a search directory and a private directory. In the private directory is where we will place the key. So I had another key there, but I'd like to name things server.key. And I'm going to wipe this guy out because I am going to paste this new private key in there. And I'm sure there's one under certificates also. Oops. See certs. And then now you see how I'm using VI. Let me just show you another way. You can just cat like that. It's kind of easier, but you know, sometimes old habits die hard. So anyway, here I copied and pasted it, and then I pasted with the normal right click in PuTTY and then Control D to end. Now I will restart the web service HTTP restart, so that the new key is enabled. Okay, so now let's try it in IE. HTTPS web.makernet.local. Ooh. Why? You know, we'll check this out here, make sure the certificates was imported properly. And I don't think it was. Oh no, it's right there. Oh, you know, one more thing we have to do with the web server. We have to not just copy the certs there, but reconfigure Apache to use those certs. And the file to configure this is under etc http-conf.d, and the file name is ssl.conf. So it was using that localhost file. So let me get it. And let's restart it. Okay, now let's try hit refresh. And boom, look at that, HTTPS, padlock, cool. Now here's the thing, let me close these guys off, clear up some space. When you launch Chrome and you try to access it, for the first time it might give you an error. Today it didn't, but sometimes it will. And you just have to like close the browser and open it up again. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's the way it is, but here it is. See, now it is secure. You know, it wasn't secure, and you can actually go into this developer mode here under security, and then view the certificate, and you can see that, you know, it's all good. Security was assigned to the certificate was assigned to web.makernet.local, and is using that new CA we just created. You know, certificate path is all right. And that's how you create a certificate authority for your websites and OpenVPN or, you know, DRAC, if you have stuff like that for your network at home. And you saw how I imported the certificate via, you know, just by the root certificate by just double clicking it. In an enterprise environment, or even on a small local, you know, small network environment, you'd have it be pushed out by GPO. You know, that's another video. But anyway, you know, that's how you do it. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.